Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wrecking Crew, a game type by ChewyNutCluster, where you will be defending or attacking the towers in the center. The people in the center will just be chilling, defending with their Halo CE magnums, but it gets more complicated than that, as the opposite team has the opposite idea about those towers. They don't want them there anymore. They want them gone. And so, because of this, they will be driving their warthogs underneath the map, and they will see that there is remnants of the structure of those towers underneath, with a whale in the center. The whale is much more dangerous than it seems. Yes, it may be a mammal underwater, but this isn't underwater. It's on land, and it's angry. So if it gets run over by a warthog, it will explode and destroy the tower, making it fall over, and the people on top will die. Oh, so sad. The thing is, the people on top can defend themselves, though, because the warthogs are not simply just underneath the map, but they have vehicles above the map. A civilian vehicle is actually attached to every warthog below the map with an explosive in the center. If that explosive is shot at, then the vehicle underneath will explode too. This makes it so that the person cannot just keep going and attack you, as they've died and have to retry it again. They have 3 minutes to defend themselves, and if they can keep off those warthogs with at least one tower remaining until the very end, they will gain that sweet, sweet victory and gain 1 more point out of 6. The other team will be trying to attack them as best they can using their warthogs, using a couple of tactics. For one, there is 4 ways of entering into the arena, and they want to exploit each one at the same time if they can. It's very difficult to coordinate with other people, but if they can do a blitz attack where each person is coming out into different areas at once, it makes it very difficult for each team to get them. As since they have the Halo CE Magnum, it is much easier to destroy it in one hit, the explosive that is, but it's much harder to aim in my opinion. Since the reticle is bigger, I find it much more difficult to actually aim at it, and if all the teams are working together, or all the players on the team are working, they can destroy the vehicle, but it's much more difficult with that Magnum in that certain way, at least in my opinion. It's much better than having to shoot it at multiple times though. People working together is really the key to surviving in the center, as those vehicles are difficult to get sometimes. If you want to avoid those shots though, as a warthog, you really want to weave around. Aiming is the most big problem when trying to get those vehicles, and if you can really exploit that, you can do your best and destroy those whales, anger them, and blow up the tower. Because that's your job, isn't it? You're paid like, I don't know, what's an expensive wage? I don't know, I'm Canadian. It's different than you Americans and other people. I think there's one guy from Syria watching me. Anyway, there is a lot of fun to be had in this map, and I definitely recommend downloading it. It's a very unique map, something very different than what I've seen in a lot of different games, as a lot of the time what I see when you switch around maps, when you switch around teams, you will start out with a offending and a defending team, and only one team can gain the points, like the offending team. If the offending team can complete their objective while the defending team fails at doing that, they can gain a point. But in this, even though you do have that offending and defending strategy, you still can gain a point as both teams. If the defending team can survive the entire time, they gain a point. If the offending team can get their objective, they gain a point. Both teams are doing something very different, driving into a whale, destroying warthogs. Very, very different to gain that point, but both are going towards a mutual objective of winning. You have 6 rounds, so 3 rounds will be on each side, so you'll have a lot of fun playing that. I like a couple of things in this map that he did that were really just good details. One thing that I found really cool was the fact that your team will actually be the color of the vehicles. So if you're driving around, the vehicle that's above you inside that warthog, the civilian one, will actually be your team's color. So if you're on blue team, you'll have a blue civilian vehicle, and if you're on red team, you'll have a red civilian vehicle. This is because he used scripting, actually a strategy that was created by PsychoDuck, where at the end of the round, it will change the team or change the way the scripting works. I haven't looked at the specific script myself, and it will change the team color of those. I thought that was a really good idea, and actually makes it so that it's more personalized, changing around different things inside the map to be the team's color. It just makes sense. I thought that was good, and I also like that after you died as a defender, you still can impact the map by being around it. Instead of having it so that there's less guns on the map as people die, they consistently keep that open and keep those options open for the people with the guns by having them surrounding the roof of the arena. That way there's always consistent amount of people, and it doesn't get easier as time goes on, because really, as time goes on, things should get harder if anything, and getting easier is not a good idea. So this is a good way of making sure that both teams have a fair fight. ChewyNutCluster has come out with another great idea, and I hope you enjoyed checking that out. My name's Reckless Riley, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Halo 5 content. And I will see you guys later. Have a great day.